people were looking at my eyes and my lungs and my heart and stuff, but they didn't know how I was feeling either. And those moments where they were like, this is just who you are now, were the moments in my life where they could have gone either way. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about my mental health in recent years and noticing my patterns, how I got myself through that, but actually how intrinsically linked those diagnoses were within that, how that led into my physical health, how the physical health led back into my mental health. And so I think that's a really important part, that, you are diagnosed and that's a really difficult moment in life, but it doesn't have to define who you are for the rest of your life. I think that's been a huge message that's come through.
Yeah, it's not a life sentence.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the end, it's the end of part of your journey, and it's a great opportunity. You're at the fork in the road. Which path are you going to take to move forward? What responsibility are you prepared to take on to help yourself on this journey? And that doesn't mean that you have to do it all by yourself. There are people like myself and Emma that work in different modalities to help from a therapeutic stance, and there are lots of other people we're bringing them into the conversation and following podcasts to help educate you, to help inspire you, and to know what is possible no matter what your diagnosis is.
And the big message for me is always, you're not broken. Just because you have this, it doesn't mean to say that it's the end of everything. You can live a healthy life with chronic illness. And in actual fact, the way I look at it now, which sounds a little bit trite, but I think I could say after 30 years of struggling through my own crap, that it's kind of the thing that made me. It's the thing that rebuilt me again, was researching, getting curious, finding out who I was underneath it all. Because that's the thing where I felt broken. If I couldn't be myself, then such a big topic.
Yeah, and I think on my journey, a lot of this has been unlearning things that has helped me. And I remember when I first started in the spiritual journey, like finding yourself, coming back to yourself, and I was like, what are these people talking about? Like, it's not billions. But the more that I'm learning and unlearning, it's like, oh, this is who I am at the essence of myself. Here are all the layers that I've put in to try and be accepted by society, which have then fueled me losing that connection to myself.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of my programs were called Reconnection, and people might not understand that, but actually from 17 on, I've been piecing myself back together. Do you know what I mean? Those parts of me that some of me didn't really feel human. Do you know what I mean? They're now in my 50s, and I'm, happy, healthy, thriving. Is everything perfect? No, but it's a lot better than it was when I was 17. So there is hope out there. That's the one big message. And to use this as a source of information, inspiration, and, to share your stories too. That's why we wanted to be here.
Yeah, and it's to open a conversation as well. So if you have got questions as you're listening to the different episodes as you go through, then please do put them into the comments and we'll be able to catch them. We'll also put into the show notes how you can get in contact with ourselves to see what else we're doing. We are looking at building this out into a community support, potentially a course. To not give people a do this exact thing and you'll get this exact outcome. While that's all sexy in the sales world, it's not practical. I have followed many blueprints of other people's paths, whether it's been health, whether it's been business, whether it's been fitness, and they haven't worked for me. And then I've always turned that on myself. I'm not doing it right. I'm not trying hard enough, whatever. When I then let that go and started this part of the journey of coming into it, well, what does health look like for me? It's been different at different phases in my life, and what works for me now maybe didn't work for me previously. What worked for me previously might not be working for me now, and it's having the flexibility to let go of certain practices and to bring other practices in.
Yeah, I think, if we look at what we're going to bring over the long term, it's more that what information can we give you to support what you're already doing, to support the information that you're already finding out about yourself, to rediscover different things that you might not know about.